you do not do your job, you will no longer have a job. I live in Harlem, and I'm telling you, we are living in the middle of a crack epidemic nightmare. People
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. It's time to go black. I want to share this video of this sister who is speaking to the House. Check the video out and I'll be back.
You are public servants. You serve at our pleasure. We buy your houses. We buy your cars. We pay for you and your wife's vacations. And the people are serving notice on the government of the United States. We are serving notice on the state of New York. We are serving notice on the mayor of this city. We are serving notice on the city council that if you do not do your job, you will no longer have a job. I live in Harlem, and I'm telling you, we are living in the middle of a crack epidemic nightmare. People need help. It is a violent circle of oppression when you create the situation, and then when we go out to protest the situation, you in turn exact more violence upon us. We are saying no more. No more. It ends here. I'm Kimberly. I am an activist and organizer. I remember the very first day I went out to protest on June 2nd, 2020. I was supposed to go out on June 1st, but I turned on my TV and I got a little scared, I have to admit. I'm not scared anymore though. But on that day I remember seeing a police officer who I now know was a member of the SRG violently push a woman who looked like she couldn't have been more than 100 pounds to the floor, sent her body flying, and fractured her skull. I said to myself, if they're doing that to white women, I don't know what they're gonna do to me. And I took a breather, and I waited, and I went out the second day. And in that time of leading, I've led hundreds of thousands of protesters through the streets of New York City, preaching abolition, preaching against police violence. And in those 3 years of doing that, of leading those marches, of leading Black Lives Matter marches, abolish ICE marches, reproductive justice marches, I can't tell you how much violence I've seen. And the violence I've seen has not been at the hands of the people. The violence I've seen has been state-sanctioned violence from members of the NYPD, from members of the SRG. To sit before the people and say that you can't do anything about this is completely unacceptable. We are not asking you to do something about this. What we are doing is we are demanding, we are commanding you to do something about this. You work for us. We are commanding and demanding that you disband the SRG. We will no longer fund our own oppression. We will not fund our own oppression. We will not pay you to exact violence upon our communities. Remove those hundreds of millions of dollars from the SRG and put it into our schools. Fund our schools, fund our children. I live in Harlem, and I'm telling you, we are living in the middle of a crack epidemic nightmare. People need help.
What do you think? Let me say this right here. It comes a day when we are going to have to educate our youth and get them to understand the game that is being played. We get caught up in the web because we think that we are getting over by the means of surviving, by doing activities that are considered illegal. and yet getting caught up into that game that was created for them to fight an issue that we are typically the ones that are targeted. Now, one must take a little responsibility on themselves and say, don't put your hand in a cookie jar if you're not supposed to. But a malicious, strategic, organized effort to try to plant things in neighborhoods, sell things, guns, drugs, in order to create task force, in order to create more policing. This is what this sister is sharing, and this is historically proven how minorities are targeted, all because a system wants to thrive and make money off of a people by a judicial system that is owned and operated by private investors who makes billions of dollars of the recycling of black people in its system. The judicial system operates the same. This is not only horrific in its sense, but this right here is illegal. But I want us to educate one another to know that this country that you so love, that I call damn Erica, put the D in front of America, capitalize the E, is not as grand and beautiful as one might think. Until we realize the situation that you are actually in, you will never set sights on a different place. You will only think this is the only place to live, and you think you're living in liberties and freedoms, while everybody clutches on to their security within their homes. They know it's a Russian roulette coming out into the community, that all it takes is one stop. All it takes is one false accusation. All it takes is one person to lie against you, that you can lose your freedom. You can lose your job. The old saying was, a man is innocent until proven guilty. And we know that is not true in damn Erica. We know that you are guilty until proven innocent. I know many of you all live in your lavish homes, drive your cars, and don't think this applies to you. You stay in your own space. You're not really involved in a lot of these illegal activities, which I'm not myself, but I can at least say that that web that is cast by the judicial system, by your community that seeks out trying to make money off of your backs or the infractions you may cause. Something simple as a traffic violation can cost you your life. I'm saying it's time for us to wake up, the man, the woman, the child, and be educated on what is really going on around you. Because after they're said and done, when your name is called, they knock on your door. They tell you your child's been killed. They tell you your child is strung out or OD'd or overdosed on drugs. Or that your child comes to you and decides to change who they was born as. You will then know you have been affected by a damn Erica society. This is your man, not your boy, bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside.
Think about it, 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 think about it.